Hey guys, welcome to another video. So this is my full review for the Nokia Lumia 1320, a phablet from Nokia that runs the latest Windows, and it's a beast. Gonna start it fresh here. Let you see how long it takes to boot. This phablet is definitely not for a person who enjoys small phones. To give an example, let's put it next to the iPhone 5S here. So if you're an iPhone person and you're thinking about going to a phablet, you might want to consider a lesser jump. You don't want to jump too far. And this is what it looks like next to the iPhone 5S. Very, very, very big device. But that's neither here nor there. So the first thing that I want to talk about with this device, obviously, it's the battery. So I took this off the charger yesterday morning at 6:35, and I've been going strong on it. It still has about 24% left, and it's just it's rolling along with the battery. The battery life is great. Voice quality for calls, I actually had some HD calls with this, and it is fantastic. Even though it's, you know, I'm using it on the T-Mobile network, I was able to pick up an HD call, and I was pretty surprised because this is an unlocked device that I bought, you know, at full cost, and I only paid $375 for it. But it has a nice 6-inch display. It has 8 gigs internal storage, but it has an SD card. And with the new update coming from Windows, you should be able to install applications to the SD card. So grab your 64 gig card, because this device can handle it. That's what I have in there. It has a front-facing VGA, a 5 megapixel on the back. If you haven't seen the video sample I have up, go ahead and check that out. Loudspeaker down on the bottom. That little section right there, that speaker is loud. It is really loud. All the buttons are on the right side of the device, which is the camera key, the power, and the volume. And pretty much that's it. It has the basics. It just has a 6-inch display. It weighs 220 grams though, so it has a little weight to it. The back of the device is like a matte feeling. This is a removable cover, but it has a non-removable 3400 milliamp battery, which is perfectly fine. It lasts, like I started off with, all day. Into about 2 or 3 days you should be able to get off this if you don't use it as much as I did. But I pounded it out since yesterday morning, and it's about 6:30 in the morning, and I used it all the way up until today. Or not today, not when shooting this video, but I've been using it regularly, and I've been really banging it out, and it's a great battery. But other than that, you've got the regular back, home, and search. It's just a Windows device. It's running black, Lumia black, so it's got all the latest updates. It's got 1 gig of RAM, a dual core processor clocked at 1.7. Gaming is pretty good on here. For copywriting reasons, YouTube is really, and this is one of the reasons why I haven't been putting up any videos this year, because YouTube is really, it's like you can't do anything now on YouTube. Copywriting for everything. Like this particular video I'm shooting, the original cut of this video, I played a game in the video, and I turned on the Nokia music app for like a few seconds, and it flagged it. It said I couldn't use it. So it's kind of frustrating with YouTube, and that's why you see less videos this year. But gaming on this device is really nice, I can tell you that. The performance is pretty good. Mainly what I use this for is a lot of emails and web browsing. It handles web browsing extremely well. As you can see how it's rendering this page right here. It's really fluid. Let's do some surfing real quick for you. It really is a good device. This is an HTC Desire, but it looks like a Lumia 1320 almost. But nonetheless, web browsing has proven to be really nice. It's no hiccups at all. But with Windows phones, you don't really need much for it to run pretty smooth. You don't. All you need is 256 megs of RAM, and you've got a smooth running device. So you know, you'll be happy with this device. It's just a larger Windows device. Web browsing, like I said, is great. Sound quality, I can't play any music because you know, of copywriting purposes, but this little speaker on the back is super loud. I gotta tell you, it is really loud, and Nokia did a great job with this. Overall, I think this device is not for everybody, because obviously I have big hands, but even for me, this is a big device. It's not my daily driver, obviously. You know, I have more than one line, so I've been trying to use this in place of my iPad, and it's working perfectly well. Because I have an iPhone, the games and everything that's on my iPad, they're right over here, and you got the Galaxy Note I have also. So as far as Windows goes, the gaming experience is a little different. There's not a lot of games, and some of the games that are in this store are not free. They're $1 or $2 or something like that. And I already own them on the other one. I got them for free. A lot of them, or some of them I've already paid for them, so I didn't want to pay again. But nonetheless, if this is going to be your daily driver, you can definitely substitute a phone and a tablet with this, because 6 inches to me for a phablet is probably a very nice spot. 5.7 is nice, and 5.5 is nice, but when you get into 6 inches, you really get to enjoy movies and web browsing. It just feels different. Just that little bit extra feels really good. But I will say about the store, as far as applications go, all of the applications that I use on my Android and iOS devices are in this store now. Amazingly enough, they really are. There's only one, and the reason that application is probably not in the store yet is because it's kind of it's not something that's like worldwide or something like that. So I think you'd be happy with this. Overall though, this is unlocked. It runs on AT&T and T-Mobile, or any provider that uses a SIM card. On T-Mobile it says Edge up top, but you know, like I said in the other video, when I go into my settings and based on the speeds that I got, it's not running on Edge. It's probably running on 3.5. It says 4G in the settings when I'm on the network, but it's rolling right along at the internet speeds of surfing the web. It's really nice. Applications are fluid. They open quickly. It's just like every other Windows device that, you know, they take a second to open up. But when they do open up, everything's nice and smooth. So I would say overall, this Windows experience on a 6-inch device, I would hope that they would. Now the 1520. When you compare this, it's a lot. It's still heavy like this, but it has squared corners, which makes this one easier to hold and easier to handle, and it feels better in the hand. I don't have a problem with holding this for a long period of time. It's just that the weight is 220 grams, so it could get, it's a little hefty at times. But nonetheless, I think you guys would enjoy this if you're looking for a phablet and it's Windows. This is one of your best options instead of getting the 1520. Don't let the 5-megapixel camera fool you. You can install the Pro Cam, as you can see I have it installed here, and set it as your default camera. So when you hit that button up there, it launches the Pro Cam instead of the Nokia Cam, the regular camera. And if you haven't seen the video I've got up for the video sample, definitely go check that out, because it's definitely a good camera. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to take a camera photo real quick. This is a really, really good camera. It's a 5-megapixel camera, but when you're using the Pro Cam, it looks really good. That is a really sharp, detailed picture. You can get something with some color. How about this? I was eating some flaming hot Cheetos. Alright, so this has lots more color. And even though I'm in a well-lit area, the flash still goes off. It's kind of weird. But look at the detail in that picture. This is a 5-megapixel camera. Look at that. I would say that's a pretty decent camera. I think if you're looking for these super, now some smartphones, they do put a lot into the camera, but I don't think you should buy a phone based on the camera. If you want this super phone, you should probably just go ahead and buy it's not a phone, but if you want this super camera, you should probably just go ahead and buy a point and shoot. It's going to be your best option. Now overall, I give this device about an 8.5, only because of the weight and the size. It's not going to be for everybody. I'm an average user just like you. I just happen to have a little bit more tech in me than the average person. So, but I still say this is a great device. You would definitely enjoy it. It's not much heavier. It's actually about the same. It feels light to be 220 grams, but if you're using a 1520, you're going to say it feels about the same. It just feels better in the hand. So there it is, the Nokia Lumia 1320. For review, I give this about an 8.5, only because of the size and the weight. Other than that, it's the perfect Windows device. If you're looking for a phablet, Windows, I would say this is your option better than the 1520. Take care.